We also do like inlay boards. Like this is a small little like valet tray serving board, that has a coarse inlay.
Can you imagine serving your guest, Jonathan? Here, have some crackers. Oh, yes, that's my hole-in-one I got.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll notice
Um,
where I put the mustard is where I typically hit my ball
Yeah.
in the water.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Whole Story Podcast. Jonathan and Robbie here. Jonathan, how are we doing today?
I'm good. Every time we get done with these things, I'm like, oh, we just became new best friends. This guy, a golfer, loves tacos, and can be like my alter ego, and the fact that he can actually do things with his hands and do woodworking and that kind of stuff. So I'm in.
Doesn't hit a driver.
Doesn't hit a driver. Yeah,
Yep.
It's like we're mirror twins, except he's good at something.
Can make you a left-handed wood putter.
Listen, Keisha, if you're listening to this, let's talk about it.
Yeah. You might
All
want to talk about it beforehand because when this episode comes out, it'll be that much closer to your birthday.
It'll be that much closer to my putter coming in. Yeah, absolutely. You're right.
That is true. No, great conversation with a new friend, Tyler, with Noble Tree Golf, and a lot of fun. Just meeting new people in the game. He's down in Florida, and he is creating some awesome stuff. Besides the wooden putter that Jonathan and I were just talking about, he does custom artwork. So he does these topographical pictures of golf holes. So he's getting like contours, elevation changes, all this stuff into a picture. So yeah, Jonathan pointed out the blank space on his wall behind him where he's going to have his hole-in-one picture or map or wooden carving. I'll clear some space if I ever get a hole-in-one, and we'll have that displayed as well. So really cool interview. Had a lot of fun chatting with him, and again, just meeting great people that love golf and are trying to make it in the golf space. So a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm enamored. Every time we meet these artistic folks, I think, why didn't I have any abilities in life? The only thing we just talk. Like
This is our ability, man.
This is our ability.
We ask questions. That's what we're
right.
good at.
I know, but man alive.
Why?
How do you even come up
how are
with
you
this stuff?
doing that? What do you do?
Where do you get which lows do you get your wood from? And then we realized that's not how that works.
Yeah, that was a funny story you shared about screws and your wooden screws. You were
Listen,
hammering it, trying to screw in a wooden dowel.
if I'm inept, there's no other way about it. And I've owned it at this point in my life.
I am slightly more than that. I have poorly hung up blinds back in the day when we got our first house, and I can figure stuff out. In the days of YouTube and all this other stuff, like, you know what? Just try. Jonathan, just try. I'm not going to try to build a wooden putter. I can tell you that. It would look like a 2x4 on a stick.
Yeah,
if I made a wooden putter.
I've tried, and none of it works. I promise you. Other better people have tried to make me try. So
there you go.
It's all right.
There you go. Well, it was a great episode, a lot of fun. Shout out to our friends B Draddy, Zero Restriction, Fairway and Green. Jonathan's rocking a little pullover from Zero Restriction. I've got the everyday vest on from B Draddy that I try to wear every day. But they make great stuff for all seasons. It is fall now, so grab some of their stuff. They do have those cashmere sweaters, man. God, they look good, don't they?
They look really nice.
They look really good. Yeah. So if you go to their sites and you want one of those cashmere sweaters, jackets, whatever else, you use the code BestBall20 and you get 20% off your order. So check them out. Also, our friends at Western Birch. Speaking of wooden products, Jonathan, Western Birch.
Right. I've started using a driver, so now I'm using more tees, which is helpful. I do need to replenish my bag. Every time I go to the golf course, I'm like, wait a minute. I need to grab the 10,000 tees that I have at my house with Western Birch and the Best Ball logo or the Good Company logo or whatever logo you choose to put inside your tee, which is literally just magic that they can do that. So, and they don't break. It's astounding how good they are. They come custom colored. They're fantastic. And if you got a business or a trip or something like that, easy ways to commemorate the fun times that you've had.
Absolutely. And if you use Best Ball in the shipping cart, you can get a free gift with that order. But anyway, Tyler Denoff is our guest, Noble Tree Golf. I hope you guys like this episode. Go check out what he is doing. And we hope you enjoy the Whole Story Podcast. All right, Joining us today on the Whole Story Podcast, the founder of Noble Tree Golf, Tyler Denoff. Tyler, welcome.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we were chatting just before we hit record. You're down in the South Florida area, is that right?
I am. I'm in West Palm Beach, so it's a good place to be for the golf world.
I've heard that's a good golf spot.
Yeah, we've got a few courses down here. Just
a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Before we get into the Noble Tree Golf stuff, what you're doing, and you've got some amazing pieces there behind you, we want to hear about your story into golf. When did that first become a thing for you?
Yeah, well, I really didn't play a ton growing up. I played a little bit of golf, did a couple golf camps when I was younger, but hockey was kind of my sport, which is a little weird being from South Florida. But we had an ice rink down here, so I started playing ice hockey and fell in love with it. And it really wasn't till I moved up to New York, and I lived in New York City for about 9 years, and that kind of reignited my love of golf. I had a good friend that one day just happened to ask me, like, hey, do you want to go play? And we ended up being degenerates together, and we'd wake up. We lived in Brooklyn, and there's a municipal course called Diker Beach Golf Course in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, and it's the closest public course to New York City. And we'd wake up at 5 a.m. and go play 18 holes, and we'd be the first one out, play 18 holes in about an hour and 25 minutes, and then I'd go home, shower, and be at work in Manhattan by 9 a.m. So we did that like 4 days a week. So that was kind of when I really got obsessed, and that was around like 2006, 2007, and since then it's just been kind of a snowball.
How short of a course or how good at golf are you that you can play 18 holes? Did you say like hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes?
Yeah, we played quick and we walked. We didn't use a cart. It was just because it was just two of us and we were the first tee time, so we just breezed through. And I'm not a good golfer. At that point, because I was playing so much, I was probably down around like an 11 or 12 handicap. And now I don't play as much, so I'm a bogey golfer again. But yeah, it would just be the two of us, so we'd just breeze through. We were familiar with the course, and it was really compact, so it was easy to get around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. People thought we were crazy. We'd be playing in like 45-degree weather, and it was worth it.
It does seem backwards that you're in the mecca of golf in Florida, and then you decide, you know, when I'm going to get in golf in the far north where it's cold for at least 4 to 5 months of the year.
Yeah, in like the most densely populated city in the country is where you don't think of as a golf place, but there's actually some beautiful courses around the New York City area. And so when I moved back to Florida, which is where I was born and raised, I was like, oh, I'm going to play so much golf. And then I moved down here and got married and had a kid, and I don't play nearly as much golf as I'm used to, which is unfortunate, but I get out as much as I can.
You didn't roll over to Bethpage and get out there at the first tee time?
No, I played Bethpage red once, but I never got on black, and I don't think I would have fared very well, given how hard that course is. So
I don't know. They mowed down all the rough and stuff for the Ryder Cup. They
it's
probably
true.
Shot a lot better.
It looked much easier for the Ryder Cup than it did for the Open, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, you do want to punish the recreational player, of course. So
yeah, that's why we all do it, right?
That's why we all do it. So, all right, so you start playing a ton of golf, and the bug just catches, like you said, degenerates, golf sickos, whatever you want to call it. What point did you say, I got an idea for this thing called Noble Tree Golf?
Well, so it actually started with putters because I was playing a lot, and I was working at a fabrication studio in Manhattan, and I had access to a really beautiful shop and lots of cool tools like laser cutters and like big printers and things like that. So I had all these amazing tools to my disposal, and I was like, I could probably make like a cool wooden putter. So I started tinkering around with that, and that over the past like 3 or 4 years kind of just gradually evolved into what I do now with the artwork. I've been building custom furniture for over 20 years. That's kind of my background. I have a custom furniture business down here. And so how the idea for the company came about is I'd go play as a guest with some friends who are members at nice clubs, and every club that I'd go into, it'd be the same oil painting on the wall. It's like a landscape painting or a painting of the clubhouse, and all of the artwork was exactly the same everywhere you go. And while it's nice, there was nothing different or unique or something that I hadn't seen. So I had this idea to do like topographically accurate carvings of golf holes. And so I just started messing around with it and putting it out there, and it has kind of evolved. Just the first ones were more like two-dimensional, like you can see behind me. There's not like a ton of movement, and now most of the pieces that I do are like fully topographically accurate. So I capture every contour of the fairways. The greens are accurate slopes of the greens. All the bunkering is concaved. Everything is it's really really detailed. So I'm a little OCD when I get into all the details of it. But that's kind of like the short version of how it all came about.
Are you grabbing those images from like GIS maps or through their drawings whenever it comes to how they built the course, like from the architects, or where?
Yeah, it's a mix of everything. There I use Google Maps and USGS survey maps and all kinds of online resources. And then what it depends on the client that I'm working with. Sometimes I'll get aerial images from the course, or even on-course images, bird's eye views, and like ground level images. Really, more information I can get, it helps to kind of do all of the detail work. There's a lot of good like USGS resources with topography maps, so that you can really see all of the elevation changes and the contouring and everything. And then you also have apps like some of the like 18 birdies, and the GIN handicap app is good for like green contours and things like that. So there's probably a dozen different places where I pull information to try and get it as close as I can to the real thing.
Now, you say your clientele, are you doing it more? You mentioned the golf courses and you walk in and see the oil painting. Is that your customers, or is it more for individuals?
It's pretty healthy mix, actually. We do some work with clubs, and then we also, I'd say our biggest thing we do for individual clients is like hole-in-one commemorations. We do a lot of those because people like to get the hole that they got. It's something different than just putting, like the flag on the wall with a little plaque. Like everybody gets that when they get the hole-in-one. So people like to get something different with that. So it's a little bit of a healthy mix. I'd say it leans more towards the club portion of it as far as the artwork is concerned. And so it's nice to do a little bit of everything.
Do you do full series for clubs, or do they typically ask you to do like a particular hole, like their signature hole?
Yeah, it's usually a signature hole. We haven't done a full 18 holes yet. We've done some drawings for some, but those are so big and overwhelming that we haven't gotten a chance to tackle one of those yet. But we've done some pretty cool ones. I just did a giant bar panel for a course up in Connecticut that renovated their clubhouse that has like 5 or 6 different holes in a panel for them. So yeah, we definitely do multi-hole layouts, but the majority of it is individual holes, like a signature hole.
Yeah, I've got my hole-in-one right up there behind
Oh,
me.
nice.
Yeah.
It's in that blank space.
I have one too right there. Yeah. Still waiting on it. I have buddies that all have them, but I'm waiting on mine.
Yeah, well, get in line. Well, we're all waiting.
Robbie, I don't know if you're like me. In my head, I'm picturing, I don't know what your dream big is, but can you imagine going into the Augusta National, into the clubhouse? Like the topography at the Masters is just everywhere.
Oh yeah.
That'd be so cool to do like a full 18-hole rendition.
I mean, obviously that's like a bucket list item for my company. Like getting, even like doing a single hole for Augusta would be something that would like be an absolute dream of mine.
If you had to pick one, which one would you pick? If they said, all right, you can do one, which one would you do?
What hole do you want?
Man, 12 is so good. I really love the bunker on 11. Is it 11 that has the original Mackenzie bunker? It's like the really intricately shaped bunker that I think it's the only bunker left on Augusta that hasn't been touched from his original design. So that one's really cool. 13's really good too. They're all good. I listened to your podcast you guys did with Rivard Art, charcoal golf, and what he said kind of resonates. Is like it's that kind of course where it's hard to like capture it because it's so perfect. Like everything's so pristine, and it doesn't have a like you can't make it look any better than it already does. So it's hard to. But I've done a couple pieces for collectors that have like holes of Augusta integrated into like furniture pieces, but I haven't done an actual topographic layout of any of their holes yet.
So what's your process when you do one of these things? So let's say Jonathan, when he gets his hole in one, here in a few weeks, he calls you up and says, "Hey, here's the hole. Here's here's where I got my hole."
Local putt course.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Right.
Number 4, there's a big slope after you jump a mound.
There's
But
a
anyway,
cloud.
Go into the tunnel. Yeah.
yeah. So what's your process of doing this? I'm guessing these are all kind of one-of-one type deals. Are they, are you down there hand carving this thing, or how's this work?
Yeah, so if somebody approaches me and brings me a hole, I first do a drawing that's like a layout drawing for them with some design concepts, and kind of gives the overall shape of the piece. As you can see behind me, we do both pieces that are like framed inside of a frame, and then also some more like free style, like organic shapes, like the one up top. So we'll do a couple initial design drawings, and one of the things that I love most about doing this is I try and incorporate different design inspirations from the environment that the course is in and the history of the course and things like that. And so, like, for example, I'll show you, this is a green carving of Erin Hills number 9. And so all the rough here is going to be carved with like a Celtic knot pattern that kind of mimics the shamrock logo of Erin Hills. So I like to add details like that really connect the piece to the actual course, instead of just being like looking like an aerial picture of the whole. It like has special little details that really draw the inspiration from where the course is located.
Man, what type of woods are you normally working with? Because it's not like you're going to Lowe's and get a 2x4.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, because I do down here, we do custom furniture. So I have a specialty lumber supplier that I order from. Most generally, it's black walnut and white oak, which are like the 2 most common American hardwoods that are used for furniture making. And then besides that, we use all different kinds of woods, from redwood burls to hickory to mesquite to hard maple. A lot of the bunkers, I usually use holly, because holly is like the brightest white wood that you can get. So it really helps the bunkers pop and contrast against the other colors. But it's nice because a lot of the smaller things like the greens, and even some of the fairway sections, they're on the smaller side, so I can get smaller pieces of really beautiful exotic woods that can add a ton of character to the piece without costing thousands of dollars like what it would normally cost for a giant piece of that type of wood. So it's nice.
I'm torn, Robbie. When I win the lottery and we build our golf course, do I want like a full living edge bar that has every single hole just down the thing, or like one massive piece that shows the entire property with everything?
Well,
both.
Yeah, well, when you win the lottery. We'll
Win
do
the
both
lottery.
for you.
Let's just do both.
we'll talk. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, to somebody that really doesn't know how all this works, woodworking and all this stuff, maybe Jonathan's a little more clued into it.
No.
But,
I'm not allowed to have power tools.
yeah, but there's got to be challenges with this, right? So challenges in, one, what you do, but also growing the business in the golf space. A lot of talented golf artists. You mentioned Mark Rivard with Charcoal Golf, what he does. What kind of challenges are you facing as you try to grow Noble-Tree?
Yeah, so really the biggest challenge is kind of getting my work out there. As I'm sure you guys know, like, the private golf community is kind of like an old boys club. It's very tight knit. So I can't really like just call up Augusta and be like, "Hey guys, would you like me to do a piece for you?" That nobody answer the phone. They'd be like, "Who are you?" So it's really about making connections and getting out there and letting people see my work. From the people that have seen it, I've gotten such an overwhelmingly positive response and have met some really amazing people and gotten to work on some really cool projects. But I'd say that's definitely the biggest challenge, is just kind of like getting it out there and getting eyes on it.
If they saw it, they'd want it. I know Robbie and I have this problem every time we talk to an artist, because artists we are not. We always want whatever it is in their background. We're like, yeah, that looks fantastic. Let's do that.
Yeah, that's how I
What
feel about charcoal golf too. His stuff is amazing, and I'm dying to get my hands on a print.
what other things do you do besides the big pieces? So let's say there's someone, hey, I went to this golf course. I want to commemorate that trip, that event. Do you do other pieces as well? Because I think you showed something just before we sort of maybe after
Yeah,
we hit
so we
record.
do. So really, my goal for the next year in 2026 is growing the business to also be more of a production shop to offer smaller items for tournament gifts and for like club for member tournaments and sponsorship promotional items. So we're starting to grow doing some smaller items. So the thing that I showed you, they're like little matchbooks that you can
That's
have.
so
This
cool.
one doesn't have the strike plate in it yet, but they're little personalized matchbooks that they can have logos engraved on them. We also do like little club brushes. These are just like little tiny pocket brushes. And then let's see what else we do. We also do like inlay boards. Like this is a small little like valet tray serving board. What that has a coarse inlay.
Can you imagine serving your guest, Jonathan? Here, have some crackers. Oh, yes, that's my hole-in-one I got.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll notice where I put the mustard is where I typically hit my ball in the water.
We also do like butcher block style cutting boards. So this is 17 at Sawgrass with the island green. So it's all end grain construction. It's like a butcher block. So it takes care of your knives. We can do that with like a rectangular. We can do it in like a more traditional rectangular cutting board. So we kind of do little bit of everything. If it's made out of wood, where my goal is to kind of split the business into two parts. One is kind of that production side that can handle all of the tournament gifts, that can kind of operate on its own with another employee, and then have the other side be the more artistic side that will be my focus, that I can kind of like pour myself into doing that.
Have you thought about golf pencils? I hear those are pretty popular.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that market's been taken care of. Yeah.
I saw that little match strike thing, and the first thing I thought was the Cigar Don, Decker's buddy, because like I think he does cigars for different courses and stuff. So that might be a good contact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man.
Yeah, we still do. We do putters as well. So the first putters that.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Say, we got to go back to wooden putters.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So I just got to hang out with my buddy Trevor Larson Golf Company. He makes persimmon drivers and stuff. So has anybody putted? Forgive my golf history knowledge here, but has anybody putted with like a wooden putter? Is that possible?
It is possible. It's possible to get them listed on the USGA conforming club. You can get it listed so you can use them in tournaments legally. Don't know if there's actually I know there have been some amateur players that have used them in tournaments. I don't know if any like actual tour level pros, I think with their endorsements and sponsorship deals, that nobody's really going to stray away from the Scotty Cameron and Tyler to play one of my putters.
No lab golf wooden putters out there.
Yeah. So they're more of a collector's item, but I've played with one of my own putters for 10 years and it still holds up and it doesn't show any wear and it putts well. And I mean, I'm a horrible putter, but it's not because of my club. It's because of me.
Every time I hit it, it goes 6 inches. I don't know what's wrong. It's probably me.
Either 6 inches or 40 feet, depending on where you're at.
So in my head, whenever you said wood putter, I was picturing like the whole thing made of wood, like all the way up the stem and then also the head and then some sort of metal plate that you've inserted into it. But what you showed was just the putter.
Yeah, so it's a metal shaft. This one is a redwood burl. So it's got like some really cool like movement to it.
If you're listening to this, stop right now, go to YouTube and check this thing out. This is amazing.
And it's like similar to an answer style. So it has the back that can pick up your ball and it's fully enclosed. So you can't see any of the weighting inside of it. It has tungsten weights inside. So despite being made out of wood, it weighs 355 grams, which is the same as any stainless steel putter head that's on the market. And there's a special type of resin that it's like a thin liquid resin that's vacuum impregnated into the wood. that's then heat cured, so it makes the wood like 10 times stronger than it normally would be. So it helps protect it from water. It makes it stronger and more durable. So it people think of wood putters and like worried about how they'll hold up. And like I said, I've been playing mine for 9 years now, and it still looks exactly the same as it has when I started using it.
So you don't need the metal face because of the process that goes to make the wood more dense and stronger.
Exactly. Yeah. So it hardens that face, and it really, the only difference is the sound, which takes a little bit of getting used to, is not
It's like the
hearing
crack
that,
of a
like,
baseball bat, man.
Well, usually the
Yeah,
sound
it's
is crap. That's
yeah,
it's not it's,
exactly.
it's the words that follow the sound that usually is the
Yeah.
loudest part of hitting a putter. Oh man, my
Absolutely.
birthday's coming up.
Well, I know
Yeah.
what Jonathan's next question is going to be.
How much does a putter cost?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
sorry.
Do you make left-handed ones?
Right. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah,
There you
we
go.
do, and we do like more sculptural, artistic putters too. I have one more here that I'll show you. So this is like a topo style putter. So that one has, and this one has like a urethane face on the front. But this is of a course that it's the topo layout of the course of where it's from.
Oh my
So
gosh,
it
that's so
you,
cool.
we can make them custom to any location in the world. We can make them from like the topo layout of a green, of a fairway, of anywhere. We kind of work to do any design. So that's the kind of
cool.
stuff that I really love doing, because it's stuff that I've never seen before, and things that are unique. And that's kind of what all of us golf nerds really, everybody wants the thing that nobody else has, like
Right.
you want that cool thing to show your friends. And so that's what I love doing, that kind of stuff.
Can you build the shaft of those out of wood as well? Because like in my head, and I'm sure you do, the little, like, everybody starts off making the little checkerboards that are like cut up pieces and everything. So I'm picturing
Mhm.
like the handle literally being that sort of checkered look instead of
Yeah,
an
you could
actual
do
grip.
the shafts that, yeah, just like a hickory shafted club with the persimmons and
Yeah.
things like that. You could put a wood shaft in there, and you could have a sculpted wood grip. You can
Can you
really,
go ahead and carve Jonathan's grip in there so he'll know exactly where to put his
Right.
hands?
yeah,
Right.
send me like a casting of your hands and all.
That would actually be really weird because I putt backwards, so I'm left-handed, but I putt with a right-handed grip.
Oh,
so
interesting.
that'd be difficult. But oh man, my birthday.
I feel like I change my putting grip every time I go out because it never works.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to fix it. Yeah.
That's
so
really cool. So
excited.
are you seeing most people when they want a putter, is it more for the decoration, hang on a shelf, or is it, I'm actually going to try to throw this thing in the bag and go play with it?
It depends really on the putter. I'd say the more traditional shape putters people would tend to use. We also, I like the one that I use is more of kind of like the bullseye shape putter, where it's more like a little mallet shape. So those people tend to use, but the more sculptural ones like that topo one, those tend to be more kind of like put on your shelf in your office and display type things. But they're all fully functional. I treat each one, even if it's going to be a display piece, and I make it so that it can be a functional putter and completely fully weighted and everything.
That's so cool.
I'm
Man,
so excited.
yeah, golly. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, we're going to talk, about the great artwork and the topographical, creations that you're doing, and didn't even think about the putter side. But that's really cool. What are some goals? Like, what's some big goals that you have?
Yeah, so really my goal for next year, like I said, I have a more traditional custom furniture company down here where we do, dining tables and that kind of stuff. And my goal for 2026 is to slowly transition that so that Noble Tree really takes over my shop and becomes the primary source of all of my work in the shop, because that's what I'm passionate about. That's what I really enjoy doing. I love building furniture, but like there's thousands of people that know how to build furniture, and I don't know many other people that are doing what I'm doing on the artwork side. And so I really would like to go as deep in that as possible. And I've met so many amazing people, and it's opened so many doors for me in terms of like getting to talk to people and meet people, like with you guys. And it's something that I really want to be the primary source of my family's kind of life. that being said, like I was talking about before, I want to kind of split it between both being a production shop that produces tournament gifts and things like that, and then also having the art side of it that I can focus on, while the other people that I'll eventually hire run all the production in my shop.
That's really cool. I mean, Jonathan had a thought earlier, and I'm sure you've thought of this, but can you imagine going to like the clubhouse afterwards and going up and having at the bar, the counter, like kind of set down in the thing, but maybe like a poly
Right.
cover or whatever. Again, to my knowledge of all this stuff, but like sitting there and like kind of looking at the course right in front of you, and being able to kind of sit there and enjoy it, or even the tables around the bar. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we've actually done a couple tables. That's another part of the business. I don't know if I've mentioned the furniture part, but we do furniture as well that have holes inlaid into tabletops. We
Nice.
haven't done a bar top yet, but yeah, that's kind of one of my goals as well, is to outfit a clubhouse lounge where, if you have 18 or 20 tables in your lounge, you could do a different hole on each table. It has like custom engraving that gives the hole details, or we've done, I made a table that has like a three-dimensional carving of a par three hole that comes up out of the tabletop and then like integrates down into the table. So most of the table is flat, but it has like the accurate topographic hole coming up out of it. So we do that as well. We do desks where the drawer faces of the desk have carvings inside the desk. So if you have like a beautiful office, you can have like a series of holes on your drawers that open up and have fun little details inside. So we really try and I try to merge all of the years of experience I have with building custom furniture and then throwing that golf influence into it. And yeah, my brain, I have one of those minds. I have a million thoughts of things that I want to do, and my wife has to kind of like bring me back down and be like, listen, you only have time to focus on these three things, and then we also have to make money doing it. So like all my ideas can't be done because I need people to pay for them, and I can't do that.
You're at a clubhouse that seats 8,000. You only have 18 tables? That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
just 18.
Right. Yeah.
No more tables because we don't have any more holes.
Very nice. No, it's exciting stuff, and it'll be fun to keep following what you're doing. And yeah, we'll do what we can to help tell others about Noble Tree. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Well, we'll kind of shift it maybe back to your golf game like we do with all of our guests, because one of the questions we've asked every guest from the start, and we want to know the story, or the story of your most memorable golf shot.
Wow. I would say, like I mentioned before, my buddy and I played in New York. We'd play in some pretty rowdy conditions. Kind of our rule was if it was above 40 degrees, we'd go out and play. And we bought a cart cover and a little propane heater on Amazon. So if it was 40 degrees out, it would be like 85 degrees in the cart. It was great.
Did you say
And
propane?
yeah, like one of those little camping propane tanks.
I'm like, he's
And it's like
got
a little heater.
kerosene
Not the
heater
safest
there.
thing in the world. Yeah, we're like
Okay.
breathing in fumes. But one day we played at a course called La Tourette Golf Course, which is on Staten Island. Who knew Staten Island even had a golf course? And the entire ground was frozen. There was ice everywhere. And we were having to hammer our tees into the ground with our drivers because the ground was so frozen. And on the turn, this guy comes around and he gets out of his cart and he's like, "You guys are doing it all wrong." And he pulls out an electric drill and he just drills a hole in the ground and puts his tee in. And our minds were blown. We were just like, we were like, that is the smartest thing anybody's ever done. And so he drilled holes for us in our tee, and that was like the best drive that I've hit the entire time. I remember playing on ice with a drilled tee in the ground, and I'll never forget that shot. I think that's like my favorite shot I've ever hit in golf.
That's really funny.
You know, the only people you're going to find out there at the same time are golf sickos. And that guy, apparently, he brought a drill. That's the most
Oh, yeah.
northern thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, and playing in New York City that was one of the most fun things, because you get paired up with some of the biggest characters in the world, and I can't even tell you how many Tonys I played with in New York City. I probably played with like 400 different Tonys, and they were all like thick Italian accents, just brash, like amazing guys. I met some really cool people.
That's awesome. What
Very
a great
cool.
story.
Well, before we do this thing called a quick nine, I guess we want to ask, like, what's the favorite piece that you've ever done? with Noble-Tree?
I think I did a piece of Bethpage number 18, Bethpage Black, and it was one of the first like sculptural pieces I ever did, and going back to like integrating details of the course into each piece because of its proximity to New York City and where I was back then when it all started. The carving of the rough area was, I did the Manhattan street grid, and it was done with like 26,000 individual little carving holes that I did over the series of like 3 weeks. It's mind-numbingly tedious, but it laid out the structure, and the fairway of Bethpage 18 was in the location where Central Park was, and the tees were kind of located down where like Washington Square Park and Union Square Park were located, so it all kind of fit perfectly. And I think that's still my favorite piece I've done today because it has such a connection to where I used to live, and it just turned out so cool. I think there's pictures of it on my Instagram if anybody wants to go check it out.
Where's the original piece? Where does it live now?
The original piece is it's actually right here.
Oh, look at that.
Love it.
So here, I'll pull it off. So you can see like the grid detailing there.
Oh, wow.
That's really cool.
So all of those, I don't think I'll ever be able to sell this one just because I love it so much, but it has, you can't really see the contouring of it, but it contours down the way that the hole is located. And yeah, this one will always stay with me, I think. I don't know if I could ever part with it.
Very nice.
That was a lot of time involved.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, Jonathan, you want to kick off our quick nine?
Yep. All right. So you might have already given us this answer. What's the favorite course that you've played?
I mean, my home course is pretty incredible. We're lucky to have the park down here in West Palm Beach, which is a Gil Hance. He recreated a couple years ago, and it's probably the best municipal course in the country. It is just unbelievable. That's the course I play more than anything, and every time I play it, you get a different shot, and the staff is amazing. The people are so friendly, and the whole facility. I have a 7-year-old son. They have an amazing program for kids. They have a short course. They have all kinds of stuff. Like, it's just such an incredible place. And we also have the Palm Beach Par 3 down here, which is like beautiful short course that's on the ocean over on the island that is hard to beat when it comes to a short course. Those are. I know you asked for one. I threw in an extra one there.
No,
that's fine.
I love it. Jonathan and I were going to go play the park back in February, but it rained buckets. I mean, it was pouring. You remember that, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of rain.
It tends to do that pretty much every day at some point down here. That's
the
thing with South Florida.
That day canceled all the golf. So, all right. So that's still on our bucket list. What's at the top of your bucket list?
I'm a bit of a golf architecture nerd, and I think at the top of that list is Mike Strantz. So Tobacco Road and True Blue are kind of up there for where I'd want to go. Coming from like an artistic background, and the way that guy viewed properties and turned them into like the most wild and crazy golf courses is something that I'm just dying to see in person, because I know pictures don't do it justice, and tragically he passed away way before he should have, and I can't even imagine how many amazing courses he would have created. But the Tobacco Road's probably number one on my list.
Sounds like a road trip.
Yeah. I can make it happen. It's like
swing by and pick us up. We'll come with you.
Year or so ago.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we got to do that a little over a year ago, Tobacco Road. And then we played True Blue and Caledonia, both neighboring courses right there in Pawleys Island a number of times. So highly recommend.
Yeah, I've heard great things.
Yep.
All right. What is the best course that no one knows about?
Ooh, down here? Anywhere. Oh, man. So I'd say there's a course I played in New York. It's called Mansion Ridge. It's about 35 minutes north of New York City, and it's up in the mountains. And it feels like 12 or 13 holes they're all like on the side of a mountain hanging off of cliffs, and just crazy shots, like tee shots that drop 70, 80 feet. And there was never, I don't know what it's like now, because this is like 12 or 13 years ago, but there was never anybody there. We had the place to ourselves. I believe it was a Nicholas course, and they had a deal on Wednesdays where you could pay $30 and play 36 holes. And so my buddy and I would go up there. And yeah, that doesn't exist anymore nowadays. Yeah. But and it included a burger at the turn. So you'd get 36 holes and a burger for $30. So and it was one of the most beautiful courses I've ever played that nobody ever knew about. So Mansion Ridge is that's the hidden one.
Man, New York, I really want to go to New York and play some golf. I mean, yeah, you saw all the stuff, Bethpage, and all the surrounding awesome courses there, but there are so many places that even like, the one you were talking about there in the city and stuff like that I want to go check out.
I just want to play
Marine Park's another one. Marine Park is out there near Diker Beach, which is a really cool course. And then, of course, you have like the Long Island gems from the Golden Age. But those are a little bit harder to get on to.
A little bit harder to get on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mansion Ridge is now completely private. It's a $500,000 to join. No, I'm just joking. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
It's called Trump Mansion Ridge.
Yeah, right.
Who's in your dream foursome?
All right. If I got to I'm a Tiger guy, but I could never play in front of Tiger because I would never be able to make contact with the ball. So I'll go with Freddie. Freddie was kind of the first golfer growing up that I enjoyed watching. He makes it look so easy. His swing is like so buttery smooth. To this day, he still swings it like that. And he just seems like a really cool guy. So Freddie would be my golfer. The aforementioned Mike Strantz, I would love to walk around a golf course with that guy and just like he loved art and he was such a unique creative mind that I would love to just talk to him for 4 hours. And then for fourth, let's throw in Larry David because he likes to golf and he would add some good comic relief. So just to see the interaction with him with other people, that would be.
He'd be asking Strantz, why another bunker? Like,
yeah, exactly. Why do you make your courses so crazy? What's the point of this?
You pull out a drill. He's like,
yeah, exactly.
All right. What is your walk-up song to the first tee?
Ooh. I'm a 90s hip hop guy. I grew up in the 90s, so I think I'd have to go with Can I Kick It from Tribe Called Quest. Some like old school hip hop vibes would be like nice mellow, good hip hop.
That's a great choice.
I love it. All right. Well, not counting your putter, what is the favorite club in your bag?
Well, I haven't hit a driver in 8 years because it just takes a 90-degree turn to the right.
Man, you and Jonathan are like soulmates,
right?
Yeah. Just direct
did we just
slice.
Become best friends?
Yeah, let's do it. 3-wood club off the tee, baby. Let's go. So I probably hit my 3-wood more than any other club, but I'd say my 7-iron is probably my most consistent club. So I'll go with the 7-iron. It's the only one I can like predict the yardage on accurately.
I'm just now getting into my driver again. I've been using irons for the last 3 or 4 years. Irons.
Yeah, that club it'll never work for me. I've accepted it as just a part of my life.
No, what you need to do, I'm just joking.
Make one.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right, I know.
What is your favorite snack on the course?
Ooh, tacos are my favorite food. So if like the park, you got a good taco on your menu, give me a taco.
We're 100% best friends.
I really feel like I'm interviewing Jonathan here.
That entire question,
I'm coming to South Carolina. Let's go.
That entire question started because of my experience in Cabo.
Oh, nice.
They had a taco stand every 3 holes.
Oh man, that's like my dream course. That's incredible.
I couldn't tell you if I finished I don't know if I finished the round. Like I was sitting.
He finished the tacos. Though.
I finished all the tacos.
Yeah, you got all the tacos.
3 tacos and a drink were included on every single time you came by. In your as many tacos as you wanted included in the round.
Oh, why don't we have that here? We need more courses like that.
I know. I've got a 9-hole park. I've got a whole thing set aside.
Let's do it. Did we also just become business partners? Come on.
There you go. If you make it to Sand Valley, go play the OG Sand Valley course. At Craig's Porch, they have dollar tacos. It was amazing. And they're so good. I mean, at each of the courses, they have a dollar something, like food item. And food was outstanding. All right. Favorite golf course logo?
Oh, that's easy for me. MacArthur down here, MacArthur Golf Club.
The milk jug.
It's a milk jug. Yeah. I mean, what's better than a jug of milk? You can't beat it.
I love it. Yeah, great logo.
All right, finish this sentence. The best part of golf is
just being out there, man. It's just like I'm not one of those guys that gets frustrated when I don't play well. I'm very realistic about how good I am at golf, which is not very good at all. So like if I go out and I shoot 110, I don't care. I'm not walking out angry. I'm just happy that I got to hit a ball around. Like the best part is your last greatest shot. Like whichever shot you hit the last that made you feel good. Like I've had so many rounds that I played like absolute garbage, but I hit one incredible shot, and that's what keeps you coming back. It's just, we're all of us that play are very fortunate that we're able to get out and do that and enjoy that time and spend time with your buddies, and just, it's like meditation for me. So just being out on the course.
Great answer.
Yep.
Great answer. Well, Tyler, tell everybody where they can find your stuff.
So I'm on Instagram at Nobletree Golf, and my website is nobletreegolf.com. And that has all the information. You can contact me, ask about any kind of custom pieces you want done. We're going to be expanding a lot of stuff in the next year, so follow along. We're going to be doing new products, and I have a bunch of cool new art carvings in the works. So we're excited to share all the stuff that we're doing to grow in the next year.
Very nice. Well, this has been a lot of fun, man. Good getting to know you. Again, we do need to get together and play some golf, hang out, and you and Jonathan, we can all eat some tacos together. And,
Absolutely. I'll bring my tortilla press.
There we go. There we go. All right. Well, for Tyler and Jonathan, this is Robbie. You guys have been listening to another episode of the Whole Story Podcast.